So if you're watching this video 9 times out of 10, you want to be better at playing Valorant or just playing Phoenix in general. So in this video, I'll be teaching you guys how to play Phoenix in 2024. This is not going to be like a very extensive guide. I know there are a lot of guys out there that'll say, hey, do 45 degrees this way, or do a 160 or 180. I'm not going to be giving you like specifics like that. Me personally, my highest peak was Diamond 2, and so I kind of really think that I know a little bit about the game, but I want to give you guys like a little simplified version of a guide, if that makes sense. It doesn't have to be very extensive with degrees and everything like that. I'm just going to tell y'all basically how I play Phoenix, and me being a Phoenix main, I just want to offer just a little bit of tips and tricks to you guys. So I'll be going over pushes, taking fights, backing away and rotating, my map tier list on when you should play Phoenix, and playing with your team and why he's the best duelist to pick this year by far. After watching this video, I promise you'll be a fragging machine. So without further ado, let's get into it, baby. Yay! So first thing I want to go over is his kit. His kit honestly is one of the best kits in the game in my opinion. His flash lasts a second and a half right now thanks to the buff, and his blaze ability or wall lasts for about 8 seconds. It's a little over 3 seconds for the molly, which also does 60 damage a second, and then 10 seconds for the ult. Knowing these are major keys because this gives you a lot of time to make a play and get frags depending on how you use them. So when you push out, you want to use your wall to cut off enemy lines of sight like you would if you're playing a smoke like Omen or Viper or etc, etc. But the good thing is you can flash out of your wall and potentially get a frag that way too. A lot of people save his util just for healing themselves. I don't want y'all to do that. Like, don't save your util at the end of the game or at the end of the round just to be like, oh, I can't use my wall because I have to heal. Don't do that. You as a duelist, you have to be the first one in, taking fights, engaging, pushing on the site with your team. You can't be saving your util just, for yourself. You're not playing Reyna. You playing Phoenix. So use it just to get frags, not to just heal after a fight. The biggest mistake that people make when playing duelists in general is that they're not really aggressive enough. I know there's a thing as being too aggressive, but with Phoenix, it's kind of a different story. Phoenix is one of the most aggressive agents in the game, in my opinion. His flashes, his wall, his ult, as well as his molly, like I explained before, that can be used to cut off areas so you have more space to frag out, and should be used the best they can. Phoenix flashes should be used to clear corners and flash out places like B main on Ascent, for example, and let your team take sight and hopefully you get the plant down. When you're on Phoenix, just make sure you're the first one out. I cannot stress that enough because I know how hesitant it is to just, you want to hold your flashes when your team is in front of you. Like, yo, I didn't want to flash the team, or you flash out and then you're like, oh my God, Phoenix, you flashed me. Like we all been through that, right? So you want to be the first one out. Tell your team to get behind you if they're like, running out, because there are those Cypher players that just think they him and want to run out and just act like they a duelist. So tell your team to get back. You're gonna flash out, calm what you're doing, that way you don't flash them too. Trust me, I flash my teammates more than I want to admit. Just don't be that person that's sitting in the back waiting for your team to push out and then trying to go for frags after your team is dead. Be aggressive, be out first, get your frags, and I promise you'll win the game. One thing you shouldn't do is over peak with Phoenix. There's not a reason to, because he's not Reyna, he's not Jet. He can't get away as quickly as they can. If you want to peek a corner, it has to be something close, like a B main or A main on Ascent. Teams are coming towards you and not somewhere wide open unless you just him. You want to wide swing everything and get headies all the time. If you tens, by all means. If you play like tens and your aim is just like that and you just him, you that person, hey, by all means, swing whatever you want. Go ahead, my boy. But most of us, we don't have the mechanical skill that tens got. We don't have the aim that tens got. So we shouldn't be just running out and just dry peeking everything just because we think we can get the frags. Me personally, my aim is shaky, so I don't run out in open areas that I don't have no intel on, because that's the easy way just to get put into the dirt, basically. So don't be that guy that swings out or swings everything just because. Learn how to be aggressive, learn when to be aggressive, take fights smartly, not just because you're the duelist. And people say, oh, you need to just go ahead and you need to get the frags first, or you need to be the first in the engagement. Don't swing everything just to be swinging it. Swing it effectively and then learn how to get the frags. As far as episode 8 act 1, I wanted to give you guys my tier list on the maps and where Phoenix ranks on them, so you know whether to pick him here or not. So the first one I'm going to go over is Icebox. Even with the changes, I don't really like the map in general, but Phoenix can be useful here. I'm going to give this one a B because there are some good spots you can play, such as behind the yellow box or even closer in B main, since they changed how the containers are. It's easy to be pushed out of these areas, especially if the team has a sky dog or something like that coming toward you for intel. So just be careful when playing them there, because you, like I said, you're not Jet, you're not Reyna, you can't get away quickly. So he is useful on Icebox, but he's not completely useless. There are a lot of corners that you can play. There's a lot of tight angles that can play, especially on the sites. So he's still useful in terms of like throwing his flash out and getting frags, but just don't dry peek everything. And there are some better options for Icebox, like Jet, for example, or a Neon or something like that. So
wait, stop the video. Go subscribe right now. Thanks.
Ding! The next one is Ascent. Now, Ascent is a S tier map for Phoenix. There are a lot of tight corners. There's a lot of close angles that Phoenix can take advantage of. You can throw the molly over the wall on A-man and then flash out to possibly get a frag too. And also the sites are relatively close, so using his ult to get on the site is a no-brainer and easy to do. So Ascent is definitely a S tier map. I'll pick Phoenix there, no brain, no second question myself, no second guessing myself. Block that Phoenix, my boy. Now Bind is another S tier map for the same reason. Making use of the teleporters, making use of his ult. Essentially, you basically have 6 players on your team with his ult. Phoenix is basically a human drone, and you can gather information even after the ult is over, pretty much. You can look around in third person to see if anybody is in the area. I don't really see a lot of people do this, honestly. You know, when they ult Phoenix or they use the ult, when they're out of it, they just go back to where they are. Swing your mouse around, look and see if there's anybody in the area. A lot of times people will push right after the Phoenix ult is over with, so you can see if there's at least one there. So Phoenix can gather intel in that way, push aggressively, make use of his flashes and angles for easy frags. Bind is definitely another S tier map for the same reasons. Now Breeze for me is a hit or miss when I play Phoenix. I don't really like playing him on this map even after the changes, because a lot of stuff is just wide open when you push out of sights. So I'm going to give this one kind of like a C. It's hit or miss for me. I think there are better options for duelists on Breeze, such as Jet or Reyna. You know, Reyna can throw her eye out, it has an infinite sight. So these are just 2 duelists that could be more useful than Phoenix on that map. So for Breeze, I'm giving it a C. Lotus is another S tier map for Phoenix. Pushing areas like tree door aggressively, or even up to the stairs on A-main and flashing in the site, they're aggressive and useful plays just for Phoenix in general. Every site on this map has close angles he can push into and flashing out and get frags, especially when you play with your team. Yeah, Raze is a top tier agent here too, but if you want something easier to play without a lot of movement skill, I know I don't really have a lot of movement skill myself, so Phoenix is definitely the play here. Now Split also has been hit or miss for me since the early days and even after the changes they did too. But for Phoenix, I'm giving this an A. You could push out a B main aggressively, but if a Cypher is there, good luck trying to take that and flash out, because since Cypher got a buff to where his trip doesn't break, it kind of needs to be destroyed every time. That's one of the dumbest changes that Valorant has even done to an agent. Like, Cypher needed a buff, but something like that is a little bit, that's a little much. Playing Phoenix on Split shouldn't be a problem, even if B is trapped up by Cypher. You could just take mid, you know, flash out mail, have your person smoke vents so you guys have some cover pushing up, and then you can aggressively take heaven to B or heaven to A or vents to A. You know, there's different types of areas you could take for the W. So I'm gonna give Split a A. And last but not least is Sunset. Now Sunset is a S tier map for Phoenix as well. These sites are relatively close again. There are plays you can make, such as standing in main, flashing out, getting a couple picks if the team is rushing B main. Now again, if Sky's on the board and she dogs out, you gotta just run away as fast as you can. Don't take that fight, because you will definitely be an instant death. Like I said before, Phoenix can't get away like Reyna or Jet, so just learn what fights to take here, learn when to back out, learn when to play retake with your team, because you're a valuable piece to the team when you're playing Phoenix. Retaking a site on defense is just as strong as when you're taking one on attack, so just keep that in mind. So now I'm going to run an example of what a good Phoenix push will look like, what a good Phoenix round will look like, and I'll come back to y'all after this clip is done. Roll it!
Through the calm, I see. Through the storm, I fight. I'll find you.
Watch your eyes! Flash! Launching smoke. Enemy beacon down. Enemy spotted A. Going up. Careful now. Scouts down.
We'll catch them. Reload.
That bomb down.
Here.
Launching smoke.
Light planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Was it he?
He was
One enemy remaining.
down.
Where are
Reloading.
Careful now.
Oh
Enemy spotted A.
My ultimate's ready.
Good shit. Oh my god.
Attackers win.
And
That's how it gets done.
So after seeing that clip, hopefully I was able to offer some insight on how to play Phoenix, and I hope to see y'all use him a little bit more effectively to win your games. He is one of the top tier duelists in Valorant for sure. So just because you see somebody playing Raze, playing Jet, you know, their movement skill may be a little better than yours, and then you pick the duelist and you like, why can't I? But Jet is top, but Raze is top tier. Like, don't play what's good for you. Play which duelist that fits your play style, you know. Phoenix fits my play style. Like, I'm not really a movement person, so I'm not really good on Raze for real. Maybe with a lot of practice I can be. So Phoenix kind of fits my play style. So just play the agent, play the duelist that's best for you, and that goes for any role. So just keep that in mind going forward in your ranked games, and you'll do a lot better. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for some more content. I have more guys coming soon, and I have a couple videos on the channel as well that you guys will like. So go ahead and check those out. Good luck on your games, and for now, I'll see y'all in the next video.